I've got a pet frog that can fly and we're gonna do wonderful things. And we're gonna start by reducing the cooldowns of dashes and abilities by 10%. We can definitely make the game quit by having things go off fast enough. Let's take AoE and range by 20%. Also, my frog has a secret. When I collect 25 coins and then stop moving, it unleashes a giant laser at everything, dealing 3 times my damage. So that laser beam I just unleashed on everything did 180 damage, but if we take a little more damage, that's now going to be 210 damage, and that number is just a giant multiplier. So if we can make him fire a big enough laser, we can end the world. We just need these idiots to drop a lot more coins. We have the first idiot with the health bar as well. It's going to take a second because we haven't upgraded damage much yet. The giant moron is dead. Treasure chest. We're going to take 5% crit chance for each ready to use stack of dashes we have. We've got 3 dash slots now because of it. We're going to gain more attack speed as well. My little frog is ready to go, so we're not going to stop moving until the enemies have lined up. Reduce the cooldowns of dashes and abilities by a further 10%. Okay, well, we stop moving when we go into the menu, so the frog just unleashes. We have another flying blanket, so we're going to deal with that as well. Would have been nice to fire the laser beam at this, but oh well, I guess. And I do have to stop whenever I want to attack anyway, so the frog laser's got to go off fairly frequently. I'm not getting a lot of high level things, but we'll take more damage for now. 80 damage, so now the laser's up to 240. I'm going to take 10% more experience from future and past coins. Finally getting some better ones, more attack speed. We're at 2.55 per second, now we're at 3.15 per second. That's actually a really big increase. And that gives me the confidence I need to hold a little bit stiller. We still got to get out of the way of the tumbling mummies. But most things are going to die. There we go. You get one more choice for each upgrade and object selection. That's a legendary. I also just walked directly into a fireball, but it doesn't matter this early on. Things should be fairly easy, even though this is on slightly hard mode. Projectiles bounce one more time. Another legendary. That's 2 in a row. The frog laser just went off as well. I didn't realize he was charged and ready to go, but that should happen fairly often now. 25 coins is all it takes. I'm going to stop getting hit now. Correction, I need to stop getting hit now. Okay, the frog laser just went off again. I keep missing when that's happening. Shots pierced to one more enemy is a big one as well.
Now we can get that deep penetration we've all been waiting for.
AoE and attack range went up by 20%, so now we're going to get bigger everything. I don't know if that affects the frog's laser. I haven't really been paying attention, but hopefully it does. Every 12 dashes you use heal 1 health point. That's actually really big, so I should start using these. We're going to lose a little bit of crit rate when we don't have ready to use dashes, but that's okay because we're going to get health back. All I got to do is dash a few times, and if our cooldowns get good enough, we can dash constantly. Gain more damage, we're going from 80 to 95. The frog laser is ready to go, so I'm just got to try and line it up. Well, he's going to attack now anyway. We're going to gain much more attack speed, 3.15 per second to 4.15 per attack speed. I think the laser does get bigger with AoE, so we're going to try and make a giant frog laser. Attack speed has gone up. Wow, that was not expected. We've got to dash some more to try and get some HP back because we're actually one shot from death and that's not going to do it all. I didn't like my choices, so we've re-rolled. We could gain +2 dashes. I think I'm actually going to take that because that's going to add critical chance, and plus if I dash, 12 times, I get health back. And as I said, if I make my cooldowns quick enough, I can actually heal myself quite quickly. There's 1 HP back just from me dashing. Okay, we destroyed that idiot. I was looking at my frog as if he was an enemy. That's going to be a bit of a problem. It's definitely not supposed to be, but it's going to be. Here you go. Laser. Got him. We're going to reduce the cooldowns of dashes and abilities by a further 10%. They're down to 65% of where they started, so that's a considerable decrease in how fast the dashes go back, and we're going to use those to our advantage. We're going to increase our attack speed by 1% per enemy on screen. That's actually really big because there's going to be a lot of enemies soon. The more there are, the more powerful we're going to get, so that just balances out. And that's going to mean more coin spawns for more frog lasers. We're also going to gain a lot more attack speed. We're currently at 5.1 per second, 5.8. So that was definitely over a 15% increase. The more of these we can fire off, the better everyone's going to be. AoE is also going up by 30%. Hopefully that does increase the frog laser. We should see that at this point. That seemed like a pretty big laser to me, so I'm happy with that. I just wasted the frog laser. We're about to fight the boss, and we could have actually saved the laser for Simple Tom. That's not a kind name. We've already knocked off a little over 10% of his HP, and we're going to be sure to use our dashes for once. Not like that, but we're going to take a little more damage. That took us from 95 to 105, so that's about a 10% increase, as is the case with those basic upgrades. I wish the frog could actually help us, but for now we're just going to rain down arrows on Simple Tom. He's down to about 50% HP at this point, so that's perfectly fine. We can hurt him as long as we get those shots on him. Once he starts rolling, he is a little bit hard to hit, and he starts moving quite quick. But we also get higher crit chance too with all of these dash spots, and he'll soon be dead. Damage isn't crazy yet, but that's because we're building super frog lasers instead. He's dead now. This is new and fun. Picking up hearts no longer heals you. However, you gain 3 base damage each time you pick up a heart. Heals you completely and gain 3 max HP. So that's tough because we really got to avoid damage because hearts won't heal me anymore. But dashing 12 times heals me. We're going to go for this just because we have an opportunity to do this. So we're back at full health. So as long as I don't touch anything, we're okay. I got to dash only 12 times to put an HP back. And hearts are just going to give us damage. This is going to be a really good build. Frog laser is also going to be fun, but actually I guess our damage will scale the frog laser anyway. So every time that frog laser goes off, good things are going to happen. Enemies are also starting to drop red coins at this point. And we're just randomly picking up enough coins. We should almost raise our health at this point, just because we're going to be sure to need that. 10 HP. And I really got to remember to tell myself, we can't really heal ourselves, so don't take damage. Be extra careful, because I get really, really complacent. Okay, we got another idiot coming out with a health bar. We're hopefully going to hit him with the frog laser. No, we're not going to go up in that direction. We're going to go in this direction. And we frog lasered that way accidentally. But with the amount of coins on the ground, we're going to get constant frog lasers. Apparently I just dashed 100 times in a row. That was even an achievement. We're going to take a little more AoE at this point because damages are going to come naturally to us. Every time we pick up a heart, damage. And eventually there'll be nothing but hearts on the ground. They fall right out of the enemies when they die. There was one right there. Ooh, we're going to have 2 health bar enemies already. This is both a good and a bad sign. We still got plenty of dash. We do need to thin these guys out a lot. The frog laser will help with that. And it is getting pretty big. I don't know how big we can make it ultimately, so we do have to be careful of that. Attack speed's one thing we're going to have to manually add. Damage will come naturally. Attack speed we need to force. Gonna pick up a whole lot of coins here. That's going to push my frog laser a lot closer. And just keep raining down on the guys with health bars. These will have nice treasure chests in them. The frog laser just hit both the health bar idiots and finished one off and almost killed the other. Chests always spawn with 3 hearts next to them would actually be good because every chest is 9 damage for us. So we're going to try that. Because he's about to drop a chest, there's 4 hearts on the ground. That's straight up 12 damage for us. Okay, this is what I actually really needed, so this is perfect. Heal for 1 after you dash. Gain 1 dash. We get a 30-second dash cooldown, but we've been reducing our cooldowns this entire time anyway, coincidentally, so that actually fits our build very nicely. So now I need that back and I dash. Now the enemies are starting to drop their hearts. So we're going to gain a little bit more attack speed. So we're going up to, well, I guess it depends on how many enemies are on the screen. I forgot we had that as well. So this is shaping up to a pretty good build so far. I need to remember though that the more enemies on screen, the stronger we get. So when it comes to boss fights, we're suddenly going to feel a lot weaker. We got another health bar idiot. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. The dashes are going to come back quite slowly, so I still don't want to take damage. What we're going to do is hopefully build up here, and I don't know if I actually want more piercing right now. I think I actually want cooldowns more because I need those dashes to come back. We'll be pretty much invincible if we get our dashes to the right spot. The frog is ready to blow. I need him to aim at health bar. Wow, that guy's tough. So we're going to have to put a lot of bullets into him to kill him. And hopefully we can just focus on him for a sec. He's kind of one directional, so as long as we're just not standing directly in his way, we're fine. This is actually going to be an annoying little cluster of enemies. Okay, the zombies come lunging in like that. We need some damage on him. I'm out of dashes. Didn't realize that. But our cooldowns are at about 60% right now, so they're 40% less than they were. So they're sitting at, I don't know, 18 seconds or something currently. We're going to take a critical chance, 7%. We can never have too many critical hits, and we do need to get rid of this guy because we can't keep dashing away from him. He does attack at some point. Whoops, so we can actually sit not there, but close. Oh, the farther he goes, the bigger the circles get. I see how he works. Okay, we're going to go through a rough spot with his build right now, but we're investing. It's going to get better. And better and better and better. Okay, so he's going to get bigger as he goes that way. We're going to sit on the edge and get some bullets on him. Otherwise, enemies are going to continually spawn. There's some HP back. There's another health bar enemy. Not sure where that guy was going on this time. We're going to need more damage. I can't believe how strong things are right now. This is good though. Reduce the cooldowns of dashes and abilities. We're down to 50%. So our dashes should come back in around 15 seconds. So as long as we can not take too much damage in that amount of time, then we're okay. We definitely made a few investments that are going to pay dividends soon, but we just need to survive long enough to see them come to fruition. And I can't get too far away from my debris build right now. So I need these guys to die. Got him. When you get hit, there's a 30% chance that we dodge. So 1 in 3 of these won't actually hit us anymore. That's big for survivability, and we need to avoid damage for a little bit until we get better healing powers. I mean, the healing powers are very good right now, and hopefully these coins are enough. Yeah, the frog is already... Well, he's only going to do triple damage, so it's not that big of a shot, and he just fired it that way for some reason. So this is why I needed that cooldown reduction, because he's basically a stronger form of what we just fought that was really annoying. So we need to be able to move around. We got like 5% of the HP of the enemy down, but we need our cooldowns. We might end up tanking just a lot of damage here. Ruthless Ruth here isn't very quick, but they are really annoying. So we're just going to have to move and fire, move and fire. Their attacks always get bigger the further they go, so as long as we're sort of keeping that in mind, we're okay. They're losing HP quickly. We're doing our best just to keep whittling them down. Not a very exciting fight, but I've got 2 dashes now, so I can heal 2 and get out of harm's way if I need to. This is where the frog laser is really no help at all. But this thing is now dead. Made it work just by wandering around slowly. That means extra damage plus a chest. Every time you move 25 meters, shoot a poisonous grenade at the nearest enemy. It inflicts poison and an AoE, which is really big. Poison inflicts 25% of your damage on a 2-second cooldown. Our damage is going to go up and up. If the poison kills, it spreads to other enemies. So we're going to have a chain reaction of poison. We're going to increase our maximum health by 2, believe it or not. Health is going to be the one thing that's going to start getting harder and harder to deal with. And we just got to do lots of walking. There's the poison grenade, so it hit him. Not sure what's going on with his health or anything at the moment, but as long as we're poisoning things, that's going to do well for us. We do have 6 dashes. We still need better cooldown. Like 50% is good, but it's not that good. And we'll see how our damage is looking against this health bar idiot. They're going to go charging forward, fire some things, get some damage on them. Yeah, we're going to need more damage still. This is a slow building build, but it's going to get there. 156 damage so far, but we just find a few of the right items and we'll be laughing. 10% cooldown, that's going to knock another 5% off. So less than 15% now for a dash to recharge. Enemies are starting to pile up on screen, but that just means faster attack rate for us. The frog laser is actually helping out quite a bit. Frog laser's ready to go again. Was hoping that would fire in a different direction. It's tough not really being able to control where it fires. Sometimes it's in a completely random direction. Okay, we're just going to straight up add more damage here. 156 to 176. That's actually a really big increase. We might just need a few straight damage increases. We've been managing to get a lot of other upgrades instead, but a few damage might be what we need right now. The health bar idiots are just about dead. Just need a few little arrows on them. Got that one. This one's also really good for us. Whenever you take 2 damage in a row, heal for 3 health. That's got a 60-second cooldown, which is more like a 25-second cooldown for us. And that's perfect. As soon as one health bar idiot shows up, another one just died. So we're getting non-stop of those. AoE up by 30%. Yes. Plus there was 4 hearts on the ground. That's an extra 12 damage for us. Plus whatever this is. Okay, I'm going to go for the Pistorang. A Pistorang constantly spirals around you. It inflicts your damage to enemies it goes through and shoots at your current attack speed. And that's just random damage in random directions. That's just going to help clean up the map a little bit, so I don't have to be quite so particular about the routes I pick anymore. I think it's also important to gain an armor that protects you from one hit. It's got a 60-second cooldown. That's more like a 25-second cooldown for us. And there's much more attack speed again. We're going to take that. Currently, with the enemies on the map, we're at, I don't know, 10 per second. Okay, we're just going to straight up add damage, 222, because damage is something we just need on everything. That's going to, our frog laser is going to get gain from that, and so is our Pistorang thing. That's a legendary upgrade, so it's got to be good. And the Pistorang is good because it just automatically attacks. I don't need to stop in order to do damage with it, like I do with my main attack. I did have to eat up a few dashes there just to get out of trouble because I didn't really want to take damage. I know I do have a shield so I can tank one hit, but it's just a force of habit to not get touched. Which is actually where more movement speed is actually going to be quite handy. Then I can maneuver just a little bit better, right as we're about to fight the boss. Wish I had a few more dashes, but we'll make this work. The Undertaker, where are we firing? I don't know what's been going on with that today, but we've been firing anywhere but at the enemies. And the Pistorang is going at a pretty good distance out there, so it's also doing a lot of damage on my behalf. Okay, we already got this thing down to half HP. Their attack patterns are very predictable. They move that way, they do that, and then I can hit them. My extra speed definitely helps too. A Blinken on the horse is soon to be defeated. We used up a dash there just because you're dead. Now we got to deal with this part, but we should be able to just rain down because these circles aren't really that dangerous as long as we take a slight step either side. We could probably actually just sit somewhere here and avoid them all. Yeah, I can just sit here and rain damage. My frog's not going to do anything. We can move closer for the Pistorang maybe, but I don't really want to get hit at the same time. I need to remember I also have a 33% dodge chance, so even if something does hit me, my shield and dodge can potentially... Oh, apparently I can just sit right here and I'm safe. Alright, Abe Lincoln on the horse is dead. And that unlocked a bunch of new stuff. Legendary Warrior. Lightning hits a random enemies within an area around you every 0.5 seconds. Well, given we have over 0.5% reduction, that's going to happen like 4 times a second. So we should be able to electrocute things quite a lot. And with our large AoE, that's also going to help. So now things that would get close to me otherwise are not getting close to me. We're going to electrocute them instead. And now there's lots of enemies on the screen, so our attack speed goes up, and they're also going to drop lots of hearts, which is just continuously going to increase our damage, which is up to 237. We're going to reduce our cooldowns again by a further 15%, so now they're less than 40. Okay, we have another health bar already, and I'm going to try and get some lightning in on them. Whoops. Lightning's also good because we can still move. Wow, they are actually getting wrecked. Lightning, yeah, I don't need to stop in order for lightning to do damage as well. Okay, let's get a lot more attack speed. You can never have too much of that. The health bar enemy is definitely dying quickly. Gotta get, whoops, a few more shots in. We're getting a little bit cavalier now, but that's fine. This lightning thing is actually doing really, really good for me. I'm glad I got it. We're still going to need more damage in other things, but so far this is actually really, really strong. Enemies are starting to pile up a little bit more than I would like, so we're definitely going to need to kill something and get a few more upgrades. They're getting really strong really fast. So we're going to gain much more damage, 252 to 282. That's like a 15% increase again. And there's a chest and damage and hearts down here. The hearts won't heal me, but we'll take anything we can get. I think I actually want this. For each current health, get bigger, deal 10% damage, we move slower. Or we could re-roll that. Maybe let's re-roll for something that'll hopefully give me damage without a negative effect. I'm maybe going to go with magnifying wand. 2 lenses rotate around you. My projectiles going through them get bigger and deal more damage. And that's going to feel good because those lenses are quite big actually. I think our AoE maybe affects those as well. Not really sure, but that's going to give us tons of extra damage. There's actually so many enemies, I don't know what to do. We are being swarmed already. More health bar enemies too. But if we can keep them somewhat in the lightning, then I think we're going to be okay. I don't know if lightning hits with AoE too, and maybe bigger, 30% bigger AoE, that means bigger lightning. That way I don't have to get as close to them to shock them. The lightning goes off so often. Okay, we're going to pick up that heart, that's going to give us damage. We're going to pick up this heart, that's going to be more damage. Okay, we had to get out of a bad situation. So many enemies. I got to kill the werewolf too. Okay, we're going to walk this way and dash. I think we got, maybe our shield got up there, or was it dodge? We got a free hit there. Okay, we're going to make crits do more damage. Depending on what our dashes are at, we're actually doing lots of crits as well. And we're obviously going to need a little more damage to help thin these out. We've got 3 health bar idiots down in that crowd, so it would be nice to start eliminating some of those. Our movement speed is keeping us alive right now. There is a heart there. We'll grab that as soon as we can. We're just trying to keep whatever little bits of damage we can going into the idiots. I wonder how far you can get the cooldowns. Like there's another 10%, so we're down to 35% of our original cooldown rate. So things are they're like a third of what they should be. So things that are supposed to be 60 seconds are now like 20 seconds. I also need to level up quite badly. Ooh, this is getting really ugly. Okay, we're gonna need some treasure chests like right now. I really thought this build would be further ahead by now. Like it's headed in a good direction. We just need to actually get it there. And we're having trouble killing things now because we're just scraping by things. But there's more damage. There's more damage, more damage, more damage. Okay, we killed one of the health bar idiots, so I'll pick up the heart and hopefully this is something nice. Emits an aura that slows enemies around you by 35%. That's actually good because they're going to get slowed before they touch me, so they're going to get lightninged as well. Because of our giant AoE, that's going to be a big aura. And that honestly makes things a lot more comfortable already. Obviously new enemies spawn in, but we can actually increase our AoE by another 30%, so now our lightning and our aura is slowing. More AoE size might be the answer to my problems. The game hasn't quit on me yet though, so that's also something. That's a giant horde of enemies though. We're gonna need to start killing more of these than we are. I gotta stay closer in and take a bit of damage to do this. Or maybe this is also part of the problem. We don't have a ton of piercing. When your projectiles should be destroyed, their damage is reduced by 50% and they pierce instead. So they're gonna get a little bit deeper penetration for situations like this, so we can go into the horde of idiots better. The game did just lag pretty hard there, so clearly we're getting some enemies on screen. But we're keeping afloat, not by much, but we're managing to stay around 10 HP between the dodge and the regenerating shield. The shield is also helpful. It comes in every 20 seconds or so. Gonna try and just hold still here for a sec, see if we can get some bullets off, get some of these treasure chests. Come on, give me a treasure chest. Give me something. Where's my chest? This is maybe helpful. Permanently augments your damage by 20%. Projectiles are slower, but that adds a ton of damage. Now we're going to have to get out of there because we just sacrificed a lot of health to try and take those down. That was maybe a mistake. I don't know if I'm going to be able to replenish the health. I thought we were keeping balance enough that I'd get away with that, but it's got to be close. When I find a moment like this, I feel so good because I feel like, yeah, suddenly we can do this. And then the enemies swarm me again and I go, maybe not. There's so many health bar idiots. If they were just a little bit lower HP, I would just dive into them all and hopefully kill them all, but I don't really think I can take that risk again. I could almost just run forever and try and get my lightning. Okay, this guy's low. We might be able to get him. If he stays in the lightning, I don't know if that's a good idea. We're hitting a lot of things and not necessarily him. We are up to 10 HP though. I think every time I do 12 dashes and get that extra heal, that's what gives me a few extra HP. But then the enemies take that HP away again rather quickly because there's a lot of them. And against the guys with health bars, we were doing quite little damage. I just sprayed that guy like relentlessly and his health bar hardly moved. So they're getting strong. I've got one here on me. Wow, the game almost just quit there. So I'm going to try and finish off the one right in front of me if I can. This is really risky, but I might get away with this. Okay, he's dead. We got the chest. Okay, I'm going to do something also risky. For each current health, get bigger, gain 10% damage. We're going to move slower, but we're going to do a lot more damage. This might kill me or this might save me. But I'm hoping I can just get some damage in on these guys real quick. There we go. We're going to kill some of the health bars and load up on chests. I think I also want this right now. You deal 50% more damage and your dash abilities and cooldowns are reduced by a further 30% when you have 50% less health. That's going to happen quite often, so that's going to hopefully keep us alive. Okay, raise the range of your AoE by 40%. That's huge. Look at the size of our lightning now. Okay, can we get some? Okay, we gotta dash out of here because we're taking a lot of damage. Spawn an invincible minion that picks up coins for you, so that's gonna help pick up coins for the frog laser. Oh, we got another chest. Every 30 shots, your next shot is a slow huge, dealing 3 times more damage. That's the big missile launcher thing. Okay, we're actually killing the bosses quite quickly suddenly. Our damage did jump up to 1452, so that's actually really good. Always target deputies. Do we want that? I don't know if I want that. Fire 36 projectiles around you upon taking damage, gain 1 max health. That also adds damage. We're taking a lot of damage, so that's going to help clear us out. Permanently augments your damage by 30%, reduces your attack speed. We have so much attack speed that doesn't matter, so we're up to 1400 damage. 2 shields rotate around you and block enemy projectiles. And then we got more chests on the ground. Those are also hearts and damage. I can't believe we actually pulled back ahead. When one of your dash slots is ready, create a burst that does 100% damage in the area around you. That's a big area around me. That also adds a dash slot. For each bounce you have, summon a tumbleweed that bounces off the screen's edges, deals current damage to enemies it hits, gain 1 bounce. Every time you move 2 meters, lightning strikes a random enemy, dealing 100% damage, so that's also good. So we're definitely slower moving, but we're doing a lot more damage. We can actually like fight these things off now. Look at the health bar dropping. We're melting that guy. So let's put a little bit more of that attack speed back on. Probably should have done movement speed there, but we're suddenly thriving. Deal damage in an area around you before you dash, gain 1 dash. Every time we dash, we heal, so we can put all of our health back on right now. And that little minion going around means our frog laser is going off almost non-stop because there's so many coins on the ground, and it's a giant laser. So suddenly this build is finally living up to its potential, like it finally happened. The frog laser is also hitting for like 6,000 damage on a non-crit. So let's just add more damage. I'll put us up to 1882. Every 10 seconds, a totem appears on screen. Staying on its own for 10 seconds will strike 20 enemies by lightning. They can only have 1 totem at a time, but I'm not in a particular... Look how big it is. I'm basically always standing in the totem because my AoE is so big. We're going to raise our AoE by a further 20%, which means even bigger auras. I really want less of a cooldown. I think I just killed the mini-boss and I didn't even know it. Gain 40% crit chance, but critical chance upgrades no longer appear. That's fine. I believe I have 80% crit chance. Not really sure what's affecting that. I guess it's all my dashes. Dashing destroys up to 3 enemy projectiles. They explode, which affect your damage to enemies in an AoE. Plus we gain 1 dash, which means we can put health back on, so full health again. Your projectiles slow any enemies they touch by 70%. That's not hugely helpful. We're still only firing a single stream of arrows. We're not firing behind us. We're not having triple shot. This is with one arrow. I wanted to see what kind of damage things are doing, so we turned that on for a sec. It's a lot of purple text, but I'm seeing up into the tens of thousands of damage. Here we go. You now also shoot behind you. Now we've doubled our damage output. It was already pretty strong. We have another totem thing, staying in it for 10 seconds, release a burst of 36 projectiles. I'm not even moving anymore, like I have to move very little for these totems because AoE is so big, so totems are doing their thing and I don't have to care. Before you dash, take 1 damage, permanently gain 5 default damage. So each time I do that, I should actually add quite a bit and my totems can heal me. I'm not taking damage anyway because I heal when I dash, so that comes out evenly, but we're up to 4,300 base damage. Whenever I make a choice, one of the objects is marked by chaos. Choosing the marked option permanently augments your damage by 4%. I wish I found that at the beginning. We could have like 4 million more % damage. And here's a great example of that. This is going to give us 4% damage and shoot an orbiting projectile regularly. So I think at this point we're pretty much invincible. Nothing's going to be able to get through our guard. We're so strong that in fact I don't know how to end this run. I don't know, other than just straight up quitting. I don't know how to do it. Nothing can hurt me. There's a health bar enemy and they're dead, so they're not going to be able to do it either. So get an additional choice in chests for 4% damage. Gave me 300 damage now. Well, I feel I've made my point. I've defeated Infamy 1 quite thoroughly.